at the Northeast Global Investors Summit, where the Chief Minister of Nagaland, Nipurio, along with Deputy Chief Minister Tia Ziliang, Industries and Commerce Advisor Hekani Jakalu, and also the Secretary of the Ministry of Donor, Lok Ranjan, is here, along with various numerous investors from across the state in different companies and foreign investors as well. This is being organized by the Ministry of Development of the Northeast region in collaboration with IDAN. Let's have a look at the investors meet.
At the outset, I extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries, investors, business communities, financial institutions, and government stakeholders who have come from far and near to attend this roundtable meeting. This meet is an opportunity for us to explore trade and investment potential of Nagaland. We are grateful to the Ministry of Donor, Government of India, for giving us this platform to host you in this new district of Chumou. Your presence signifies the collective commitment and concern towards the growth and development of my state and the northeastern region in general. Since the attainment of statehood of Nagaland in 1963, our state has been an incredible story of development and progress. The present government has a dynamic outlook to keep pace with the growth of the state in the country and is continuously making efforts for the creation of investment-friendly ecosystem in Nagaland. While formulating policies and incorporating good governance within the state toward this end, we have instituted a dedicated government agency for investment and CRs programs in the form of Investment and Development Authority of Nagaland, IDAN, which Sri Abu is chairman now. IDAN is pushing investment and corporate friendly policies while functioning as a single window clearance and ensuring ensuring ease of doing business. The state government has taken concrete steps to introduce new policies, laws, and regulations to improve investment climate. My government has come up with suitable guidelines to ensure smooth and easy availability of land in the state for investors. An effective point for investment promotion of the state is also being streamlined with an aim to effectively elicit ease of doing business. Various policies, advocacies to promote investment into the state are being prepared, which will provide investors with full facilities services at all stages. That is, before, during and after investment in the state. It has been an important tool for us not only to improve the investment ecosystem through policies advocacy, but also to provide practical assistance to the investors to overcome obstacles hindering their investment in the state. The government has realized and existing investors looking to expand their opportunities. Those a more vibrant and functional mechanism that encourages investors to resolve administrative barriers is being established, which will generate effective communication channel between investors and the government. With the rich natural resources, unique culture and traditions, flora and fauna, and a pool of young, talented minds as our greatest wealth, Nagaland offers attractive package for investment. Today we have entrepreneurial Nagas, enterprising Nagas who have moved past the traditional mindset and attitudes towards venturing into unconventional career paths. These young people have the potential to create of jobs, disrupt status quo, making Nagaland a commercial economic power hub. Investment in the field of entrepreneurship will not only result in generating revenue, but tremendously uplift the socio-economic and quality of life of the people.
We have had a few rounds of very informative presentations and discussions, addresses. I've had the pleasure of similar interactions even yesterday. While a lot of positives have been mentioned about the Ministry for Development of Northeastern Region, donor as we are called, one part of this discussion was that our ability to donate is rather limited. And therefore, together with the states and other partners, we have embarked upon a journey to optimally mobilize the resources. The resources, not only financial, but in every positive connotation of that term. And where we then realize that the limited ability of one player, even though a ministry of the central government, is transformed into a richness. For example, the state, and we have heard so far, has so many resources to be tapped. And similarly, we are reaching out to investors who may have resources of different types to be brought together to synergize. These resources are financial for sure, but we are also looking forward to the resources in terms of their expertise, their entrepreneurship, their managerial abilities, which would add to the entire ecosystem in this region and in the state. And therefore, this summit is an exercise to bring together all our strengths for our collective benefit. I am really thankful for everyone to have joined this at our invitation. And therefore I can see that a good beginning has already been made. The context of the interactions here in Nagaland have brought out its strategic location, which for some time was seen as a part of the overall limitation for the entire region, but is slowly transforming to be an advantage as we build upon the connectivity network in this entire region, restoring some of the network that existed prior to the independence, as well as building newer connectivity linkages. The region, as a result, is already on a growth trajectory, and as we will know and can be substantiated from hard information data, that on many parameters, especially social parameters, the states of the region and the region as a whole outperforms the national averages. Even in financial terms, in growth terms, in the last few years, many states of this region are growing at a rate which is faster than the national average. Their GSDPs are growing faster. So there is something abuzz which I think the investors will not want to miss on. Something positive, something that is right is happening in the states of the region already, including Nagaland. That's why the region is already on the move, on the growth path. It is poised for a takeoff. So while it is a pleasure for us to organize this interaction, I'm sure the investors would also not want to miss out. There is going to be a first mover advantage as we seek to convert these opportunities into real growth.
I'm optimistic that our state, through rugged and small in size, will soon witness investment boom in coming years, if this process of dialogue on investment continue in our state. I'm also delighted that donor and NEC, the two major funding agencies of our development activities, are here today. We always place a high hope in them when it comes to funding our developmental projects and schemes. At the same time, we will continue to look forward for their generous contribution as we embark on our arduous journey of making Nagaland a better state. I also want to remind all of us that in Northeast region, particularly Nagaland, working season for infrastructure development is limited. It starts from November and ends in March, because by April the rainy season starts. Therefore, the sanction for any project should be accorded in June, July, August, so that all formalities like tendering process can be completed by August or September, and the implementing agency can start at the right time, November, to complete the project within the stipulated period. In case you accord sanction in the month of March, then you are meeting already rainy season. So always it is preferable that sanction should come during this rainy season, June, July, August, so that you will be on your mark to take off the project to complete within the stipulated period.
We have already heard why we should invest in Nagaland. Why Nagaland? So I want to talk about what are the investment ecosystem in Nagaland, how Nagaland has prepared itself to attract investment. Is it prepared to receive these investment? So when you talk about investment ecosystem, there are various pillars to it. State Investment Promotion Agency is one of it. Single window system, thus SOPs for investment promotion and facilitation, industrial land banks, investable projects. So State Investment Promotion Agency, or the IPA, as you know, I am from Invest India and I have been introduced that I am from the Investment Promotion Agency of Government of India, and I'm Nitima Krishna, and I head the Northeast Desk of Invest India. Investment Promotion Agency, Invest India, is a central agency. Similarly, for every state, it is expected that every state should have an IPA which will act as a nodal agency to help the investors and facilitate the investment in the state. Next slide, please. Nagaland has done exceptionally well in this respect. It is the first state in Northeast which has an IPA. It was established in June 2018 through a government order. It is under the Planning and Communication Department. And it has a defined governing body, it has its objective, and the main objective is to have identify the potential sectors which are in the state, which are apt for investment. They should act as a nodal agency or the single window agency for facilitating or channelizing this investment to develop Nagaland as a attractive investment destination so that to generate employment. And since last year, Invest India has been working very closely with IDAN to strengthen IDAN, to restructure IDAN. Because after only a few years of its existence, it has realized that it needs to restructure, to strengthen, and so that it can serve the investors better.
So I think one thing that I would like to do in this presentation is, because we have some people who have come here with the intent of investments, is to give a slightly different perspective, a perspective which we are all aware of, but we do not really think about much. So we are attuned to thinking of the Northeast as a extreme eastern corner of India. I would like to change that perspective. I'd like to take it, like you all, to take a fresh look at this whole thing. If you look at the Northeast as the center of a geographic region, you can see these concentric circles in the map. And if you take the Northeast as the center of this geographic region, this region has nearly half the world's population, if we include China, etc. And therefore the region is extremely strategically located, and with the growing connectivities that are coming through with Bangladesh, with the trilateral highway, the Trans-Asian Railway project, etc., I think this strategic advantage is only going to increase. We are attuned to thinking of the Northeast as poorly connected, but the region has 17 operational airports. 2 of them are international airports. We are attuned to thinking that the Northeast is poorly connected by road, but the road density in the region is higher than the national average, and it is growing every day. 20 national waterways out of 101 are in the Northeast. Protocol on IWT, etc. in Bangladesh gives us access to multiple ports in Bangladesh. Rail connectivity is improving very fast. I think even the place we are sitting at, a railway line is going to pass somewhere close by and is going to reach Zubza near Kohima very soon. So every state capital is getting connected, and the Northeast has a vast network of rail connectivity. So I think these are perspectives that we need to keep in mind, not just for the investors, but also us here in the region. We need to keep this perspective in mind and not just think that the region is, backward and back of nowhere. Primarily, the region is, a highly biodiverse region. It has demographic advantages like 7% of the geographic area, but 3.7% of the population. That means the region is not as densely populated as other parts of the country. we have mineral deposits, access to large markets, etc., etc. Advantage Northeast, again, I think a skilled workforce of 37 million working age people is expected to be there by 2030. Even today we have a very highly skilled workforce, proficient in English, etc. And many of you who have come here, I think you can take advantage of this.